Hi, Paul here from Results Personal Training, and today we're going to talk about the kettlebell press. So press week, we're going to deep dive and look at all the aspects of the press. So the big things with the kettlebell press, as always, is good positioning and generating as much tension, pressure and strength as you can. So the press is not just a shoulder exercise. Lots of people think it's a shoulder exercise. It's a full body exercise. Everything is working as you're pressing. The shoulder is the prime mover, but everything is working. Now, the great thing about the kettlebell press is the position it puts you in. For many people, they press out here, and there's nothing wrong with pressing dumbbells or barbells out over this way. But if you've got poor posture because you're slightly kyphotic and you're trying to press here and you can't get it, and then you arch your back up to try and find some space, that's a recipe for disaster. You're either going to get a shoulder impingement or you can get some lower back issues. The kettlebell press, to some degree, takes all of that out. It's a much healthier and safer position from the shoulder. So as you load up, you're nice and tight, and you use the natural curve that your shoulder travels in, which keeps it safer, it keeps it friendlier. It's just a nice setup and a nice position. So let's grab a kettlebell and talk about some of the fine points of it. So here we go. 16 kilo. And we'll build up from there. The first thing we need to note with the kettlebell press is we need to get it into the rack position. Now, if you've done the kettlebell clean before, that's one way that you can get it up, or you can use the double clean to get it up to position. The position, or your baseline position, is everything. We want to nail that and we want to get that perfect. So what we're going to do, I've got the 16 kilo here. I'm just going to use a two arm, so one hand goes to the top, we swing it, we flip it, and we lock it into position. Now, let me show you a few things. We've got this wrist, it's not tilted back, it's nice and tight. The kettlebell sits on the outside of my arm. The fist is underneath my chin, and my shoulder is packed down into position. So if I felt this muscle here, it's tight, it's engaged. My shoulder is pushed and locked down. If you try and grab my elbow and pull it away from me, it's not going anywhere. Once my shoulder's packed into position, I then get my abs set. So if you were to punch me in the stomach, I'm braced, I've got tension. Then my glutes. I squeeze my glutes as hard as I can. So I've got my shoulder pulled down, I've got my abs braced for the punch, I'm squeezing my glutes as hard as I can. My feet are locked into the ground. So I'm braced, I'm grabbing the ground with my feet so there's some pressure, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my left hand out to the side, I'm going to make a fist, nice and tall from the spine, sniff breath in, and then as I press, actively pull it down. Two hands, make space, hinge, and pop it down. So that is the kettlebell press. Things we're looking for. Make sure you get it up safely to the shoulder. The shoulder is down, tight and packed, keeping for a super healthy shoulder position. Your ears and your shoulders don't get on. If your shoulders are up here, hanging out with your ears, there's going to be problems. You need to keep that shoulder down, even when you're pressing. If you're raising up and shrugging to press, that's a fail right there. That's a shoulder injury. The forearm stays vertical during the press. So if you're out here, yeah, again, that's a fail. We need to get that wrist totally vertical. Your abs are engaged, they're braced. Your glutes are squeezed. Your quads are pulled up. Your feet are grabbing the ground. Everything is focused. We then, as we start to press, we squeeze every single muscle in the body. Squeeze your arm, it becomes the cheerleader to press for the shoulder. Squeeze everything, and then unleash some pressure as you push up. You're the wedge. You're in between the ground and the kettlebell. And you're thinking about, instead of pressing the bell up, you're trying to press yourself down into the ground. You're trying to create a wedge and use your breath to create tension. So I sniff breath in when I start. That tightens up my abdominals. And then as I'm pressing, I get to release some of that pressure as we go through. I stay tall all the way through. I don't drop down, my head doesn't drop down, and then I'm able to create and brace and get as much tension as I need. So that's my tips for today. Paul Results Personal Training. Have a great day.